The hacker was the first person to ever be arrested for using a botnet. It made news headlines around the world, some even calling him the Zombie King. After the FBI lured the unsuspecting hacker to his arrest, they constructed a 52-page indictment to incriminate him and sent him to prison for 5 years in 2006. Jeanson James Ancheta, the infamous hacker, was born in 1985, during a time when the internet was beginning to show its full potential. Growing up in this era, his fascinations with computers began at a young age and stayed with him into his teenage years. While many of his peers spent time on their computers, Jeanson's interest went beyond casual computer use. He was drawn to the inner workings of computer systems and found joy in unraveling code. What Jeanson was attracted to the most was the ability to jump security measures and manipulate systems from a distance. This newfound passion drove him to devote countless hours to self-education on various hacking methods. His skill for hacking eventually turned into the creation of a globally renowned botnet. During the mid-2000s, Jeanson became known as the first person to create and manage a botnet, a network of compromised devices. Leveraging this botnet, he engaged in a range of cybercrimes. In 2005, the FBI apprehended Jeanson after effectively tracing the botnet activities to him. His arrest catapulted cybersecurity to the front of the global agenda. Businesses worldwide made it a top concern to fortify their systems against similar threats. The Jeanson case acted as a call for heightened vigilance and proactive measures from both government agencies and private sector entities in bolstering system defenses and addressing vulnerabilities. While Jeanson took years to develop high-level IT computer skills, you can develop similar abilities at a fraction of the amount of time with an online certificate like Course Careers. Course Careers is perfect for anyone looking to get hired fast in the IT industry. Whether you want to get into cybersecurity, cloud computing, machine learning, or another IT niche, Course Careers will help you land an IT position. Like one of their testimonies of a security guard getting hired to a fully remote IT job in 1 month.
It would say within a month, it felt like.
Course Careers will give you the proper foundation to get to Jeanson's level of hacking. If you click the link below, you can get a free introduction course and sign up to find out how to start your career in the IT industry without any prior degrees or experience. Plus, using my link will get you $50 off the full paid course. This section of the video is all information from the 52-page indictment that goes into a lot of detail regarding his activities with the botnet. On the 25th of June 2004, Jeanson leased a server from Sego Networks, an internet hosting company located in Tampa, Florida. In the beginning of July, Jeanson installed an IRCD on the server he leased so he could use it as an IRC server. IRCD stands for Internet Relay Chat Daemon. It is a program used to create IRC servers that allow people to chat online. Jeanson then modified a Trojan called RxBot. It is a malicious code that grants attackers unauthorized remote administration level access of an infected computer. Jeanson used the modified RxBot to scan for and exploit vulnerable computers connected to the internet. He caused them to redirect to a channel in the IRC which he controlled, using them to scan for other computers vulnerable to similar infections and keep them vulnerable to further unauthorized access. Jeanson would then create a channel in the IRC chat room called Bots for Sale. He would insert a link in the channel advertising a price list for the sale of bots and proxies. On July 10th, 2004, while online in the IRC chat room, a user named Circa asked Jeanson to sell her 10,000 bots so that she could mail from the proxies, likely meaning that she needed bots to flood a mail server. Jeanson would then sell her the bots on this day. July 13th is when a user named Tell asked Jeanson to buy a worm or an EXE that would cause advertising affiliate adware to install on bots in a 2,000 strong botnet. Jeanson agreed to give Tell the requested EXE, saying, "Keep making your bots download my.exe," so the EXE could generate funds. On July 19th, in another chat room, was someone else nicknamed Kid. Jeanson was told that he needed a more effective worm to expand his existing 2,500 strong worm botnet. Jeanson then sold the worm that was used to create the bots and proxies that was advertised on the Bots for Sale to Kid. Jeanson also told Kid that he had made more than 40,000 bots for sale, saying, "I have more than I can handle. I can't even put them all online because I don't get enough servers, so I'm not even sure how many I've got." On July 23rd, Jeanson was chatting online with the username ZXPL. and said that his worm caused between 1,000 to 10,000 new bots to join his botnet over the course of only 3 days. Zed told Jeanson that his own server could only hold 7,000 bots and asked him to perform a sync flood DDoS attack against an IP address belonging to King Peo Electrical Co. Limited in Taiwan. Zed then would ask to buy Jeanson's worm. The next day, on the 24th, Zed asked Jeanson to send another sync flood DDoS attack, this time against an IP address belonging to Sanyo Electrical Software Co. Limited in Japan. And 2 days after that, he would ask to purchase bots from Jeanson. And on the 2nd of August, Jeanson sold an exe file and 1,500 bots to Zed, bringing his total bot count to at least 8,500. Zed was very pleased with the bots, saying, "Your bots spread uber fast." Afterwards, Jeanson would improve his business, updating his advertisement to increase the price of bots and proxies and limit the purchase of bots to 2,000 due to massive orders. And to warn customers that I am not responsible for anything that happens to you or your bots after you see the bots you purchased in your room, your IRC chat channel. On August 6th, Jeanson sold an EXE and 250 bots to Daytona. From the 6th to roughly the 9th of August, Jeanson and Daytona would chat back and forth, with Jeanson informing Daytona on how to maintain and use the bots that they had purchased. Daytona would then ask Jeanson to purchase additional bots, saying, "I need the bots bad. I need the bots. I need them bots. Send ASAP." Jeanson would sell an additional 400 bots to Daytona. The next day, on the 10th, Daytona introduced Jeanson to another potential buyer named MLG. MLG asked to buy bots to launch DDoS attacks, saying, "It just doesn't feel the same unless you do them yourself." MLG would receive in total 250 bots. On August 21st, Jeanson sold $300 worth of bots to another user named Sploit. During their conversation, Sploit said that he needed to purchase bots for spamming because he owned a data center in Japan that he used for 100% spam. "I can mail from those to the US. Plus, they get decent speeds," he said. On the same day, he started a chat with another user named Original, who claimed to host around 100k bots total. Original said that in a week and a half, 1,000 of his bots scanned and infected 10,000 machines. Original warned Jeanson that he should filter shit through, like .gov and .mils, after his bots scanned and infected computers. Original wanted to buy 1,000 bots for packaging and effing proxy subscriptions. He said to Jeanson that he got all this work, but not enough resources. He asked, "If I use these bots as proxies, will they go down easily?" And Jeanson responded saying, "On my bots, yeah, for shizzle." Jeanson offered to sell 5,000 proxies to Original, explaining that the life of the proxies depend on how long it takes the server to ban the proxies that you're mailing through. Jeanson would go on to sell Original 3,000 proxies, and 2 days later, on the 23rd, sold Original another 2,000 bots and an EXE that would cause the purchase bots to spread propagate. Jeanson would maintain contact with Original, telling him to maintain, update, and strengthen the purchase botnet. On this same day, a user named Seminole Pride sent Jeanson money for a purchase of 100 botnets and the EXE that would cause the purchase botnets to spread and propagate. The next day, on the 24th, Pride told Jeanson the server name, ircdestruct.com, and the channel, #floods, so that Jeanson could load the EXE and rally or direct the purchase bots to the channel. The sale was then completed on this day. Fast forwarding to September 15th, a user named LongWordUs asked Jeanson to buy 1,000 bots and an EXE to cause the bots to spread or propagate. Jeanson would sell the bots and the EXE, and set up and configure the EXE for LongWordUs and help him test the purchase botnet. Now, let's rewind the timeline a bit, back to August 4th. Jeanson would tell a confidential source that he earned $1,000 in 2 weeks by selling bots and proxies, and that he would be willing to sell some to the confidential source. On August 13th, the confidential source told Jeanson that he wanted to buy the bots to conduct DDoS attacks against some websites. Jeanson asked whether the confidential source knew RX and understood how to launch RX DDoS attacks. Then, on the 24th of August, the confidential source was posing as a different user and contacted Jeanson asking to buy some bots for proxies. Then, the next day, on the 25th, the confidential source posted yet another user and contacted Jeanson and asked to buy a large botnet containing of 20,000 compromised computers with good attacking power and the ability to send spam. Jeanson said he was only willing to sell up to 2,000 bots. The confidential source asked whether that would be enough to drop a site. Jeanson confirmed that it would be capable of launching various types of DDoS attacks, including sync flood. The confidential source said he needed a botnet strong enough and stable enough to launch an attack against a business competitor operating a website at 500 megabits per second. Jeanson confirmed that 2,000 bots would be plenty to take down that site. Jeanson sold the confidential source 2,000 bots, the exe to cause the bots to spread, and space on Jeanson's IRC server to host the purchased botnet. Now, moving forward in the timeline to October 5th, 2004, Jeanson told user Sobi, who turned out to be his right-hand man, about how to avoid detection by network administrators, security analysts, or law enforcement, among other things. Try and limit yourself from logging into your bots, unless it's very important, because that's how it gets sniffed. If you do, log into your bots. Don't ever use your real handle. And if authorities or anything find the box, just ignore and notify me. Then Jeanson gave Sobi the operator password to an IRC channel named System. On the 17th of October, the pair were discussing clicker install stats. Jeanson said that he was receiving affiliate credit for at least 1,000 clickers per day. Sobi would go on to say, FBI don't bust you for having bots, it's how you use them. I mean, think about it. A company that makes thousands a day and you cripple it just for a day, they lose lots. And not just affecting that site, you're affecting many others on that box. Ha ha ha. Many ways to kill a box without DDoS. October 21st, Sobi complained that there weren't a lot of bots. Jeanson told him to stay in the server and that he will restart it tomorrow. They also discussed how to successfully redirect maximum amount of bots to the adware servers without detection. On October 24th, Jeanson said to Sobi, if you want to keep seeing the money coming, let's keep the bot talk to nothing. Adding, there's a ton of admins out there. That's why I tell everyone I have no bots. They would go on to discuss their affiliate earnings. Jeanson predicted that Sobi would make 2.2 Gs by the end of the month. In response to Sobi asking, I wonder how long it'll last. Jeanson responded, as long as everything is on the down low or undiscovered, I'm estimating 6 to 8 months, hopefully a year. October 31st, they were discussing their pay, and Jeanson said, you did good this month, estimating that Sobi would make over $1,000 for the month, and instructed Sobi to upgrade his PayPal account so that he could receive a payment in amounts over $1,000. Jeanson leased a server located at FBC servers on November 2nd and November 5th, and on November 9th, Jeanson obtained the server located at Easy Dedicated. On the 10th, Sobi told Jeanson that a large number of bots from uncc.edu were reporting to an IRC channel they controlled, or which they had access to. Jeanson warned Sobi, if you do it too much, you will get caught up, one time or another. On the 12th of November, Sobi said to Jeanson, we hit 49.990k this morning. Usually the box peaks at 50,000. Jeanson said, I'm getting another box. I suggest you do too. Over the next week, Jeanson would receive and transfer payments for thousands of dollars. And on the 19th of November, Jeanson told Sobi that he had set up another server, just as a distraction for the FBI, to see that I'm running the legal network. The next day, Jeanson said to Sobi, hey bro, try to find me a West Coast data center that allows IRCD. Later saying, I hope the box don't get reported again. I DDoS with my bots on there. I needed the extra power. It won't get reported though, since it's a new .exe. Jeanson then told Sobi that he could change the topic in the IRC channel to redirect the bots to a different adware server and monitor the channel for an hour or so, while Sobi was unavailable to do so. They would then discuss their affiliate earnings, with Jeanson telling Sobi, my average spending is $600 a week. Every Friday I buy new clothes, and every week I buy new parts for my car. A week later, on the 27th, Jeanson taught Sobi how to run IRCD, configure and set root admin privileges and passwords on the new server Sobi had leased from Sego Networks. The next day on the 28th, Jeanson told Sobi that one of their adware servers was flooded and instructed Sobi to set more than one topic in IRC for a few hours to simultaneously direct the bots to multiple adware servers to correct the problem. Moving to December 7th, 2004, Jeanson agreed with Sobi that he should log into the IRC channel and improve the scanners. Jeanson later warned Sobi to use more innocuous, common-sounding names like imports or Honda as the domains for the botnet and adware servers, explaining that lessens the suspicious activity. Only dumbasses buy domains from botnets and call it 1337botnet.com. Jeanson would further explain, most people don't know botnets. How they spread all depends on what kind of bots you're starting with. If you have a wide range of different ISP bots, you'll spread a lot faster. That's why nets stop at a certain point. It's because there's nothing else to scan. Later this day, Jeanson shared to Sobi a message he had received from an internet hosting company that read, "The IRC server controlling the bot drones is on port 6667 and the IRC channel is system." Jeanson told Sobi, "I'm going to message them saying this IRC network was investigated by my staff and we have removed the suspicious channel related to this," and concluded, "Ha ha ha, always works." Jeanson said to Sobi, "A tip to you is after setting up a BNet or IRC is something illegal. History-C, it will clear your history CMDs." Then Jeanson transferred $1,200 to Sobi. Jeanson also discussed the various advertising companies for which they could serve as affiliates by using their botnets to install malicious code or make money, concluding, "It's immoral, but the money makes it right." Jeanson tested the modified and malicious code they were using to improve the efficiency and performance of the botnet and clickers. On the 14th of December, Jeanson caused the computer or the computer network of the China Lake Naval Air Facility to attempt to connect to system, located on an IRC server Sago Networks leased by Sobi. And on January 5th, 2005, Jeanson did the same thing again. And on the 9th, he did the same thing but to a computer network of the Defense Information Security Agency. For the rest of the month, he would keep transferring money into his bank account. Moving to February 16th, Jeanson caused around 18,540 bots that had joined the IRC channel system to be redirected to navigate to an adware server located at FBC servers, which he controlled, and received additional malicious code, namely clickers. After FDC servers would terminate Jeanson's lease for hosting malicious botnets, Jeanson caused the topic in the IRC channel system to redirect the bots to the channel to navigate to a different adware server, one at Easy Dedicated that he controlled. The next day on the 17th, Jeanson caused the approximately 19,000 bots that had joined the IRC channel system to be redirected to navigate to an adware server located at Easy Dedicated, which he controlled, and attempted to receive additional malicious code, namely clickers. And over the next few months, he did the same thing with 22,000 bots, 19,000 bots, 23,000, and another 19,000, 24, 28, and many more. And then on the 27th of April, the final 8,000 bots were transferred. In total, there were over 200,000 bots that were in his control, a very substantial number considering this happened 20 years ago. Moving on from the indictment, in the middle of 2007, federal law enforcement, in their pursuit of botnets, reached a milestone, with the FBI announcing that they had identified the millionth potential victim of these malicious networks. They created an objective, named Operation Bot Roast. This cybercrime initiative was responsible for cataloguing over 1 million IP addresses linked to botnets. This number encompasses numerous unaware owners, many of whom had no idea that their outdated Windows 98 system serves as a component in the vast machinery fueling cybercrime. The initiative was aimed at identifying and apprehending individuals involved in the creation and dissemination of malicious software, and it was very effective. Supposedly, this is how Jeanson was arrested. He was captured in an elaborate string operation where FBI units would lure him to their local office on the understanding of collecting computer equipment. This is where the unsuspecting Jeanson would be arrested. He was sent to prison for 57 months, and after serving his sentence, Jeanson chose to utilize his extensive knowledge of botnets and other hacking techniques to combat cybercrimes. He would collaborate closely with cybersecurity firms on various initiatives aimed at mitigating cyber threats. Jeanson's understanding of botnets became important in formulating strategies to counter the danger. Guiding teams with his knowledge, he assisted in anticipating potential attacks and implementing preventative measures. Jeanson's journey is a compelling testament to personal growth and redemption, illustrating how individuals can harness their skills, even when previously misused, to positively shape the future. Thank you for watching. Remember to check out Course Careers via my link if you're looking for a fast way to get into the IT industry. And if you enjoyed that video, be sure to subscribe.